Guys, it finally happened. We got a new Rhythm Heaven game, Rhythm Heaven Groove. This right here has been my most anticipated game in a long time, and I gotta say, it didn't disappoint. But before we get into this wonderful game, I gotta talk about my history with the rest of the series. I first got into the Rhythm Heaven series in 2023 with Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix on the 3DS. I will not disclose how I obtained my copy of that game. Yeah, I pirated it. But it was a really fun game with a mix of new and old mini games, and it really kicked off my love for this series. Then I tried out the rest of the series. I played Rhythm Heaven Fever next after years of wanting to play it, and it did not disappoint. Rhythm Heaven DS became my all-time favorite game in this series. I love the stylus gameplay with that game. And then the last one I played, I actually played this series backwards, just kind of realized that now, with Rhythm Tengoku, which was a Japanese exclusive game. And yeah, that's a pretty good GBA game. I really like it. So after a year of waiting for this game, from reveal to release, it's finally here, Rhythm Heaven Groove. And I also got kind of a funny story with this one. So I bought this game at Best Buy, which is where I usually buy most of my video games. It was an incredibly hot day on July 2nd, 2026, the day this game came out. It was like in the 90-degree territory, and I'm always gonna remember that when I think about this game in the future. So I go into the video game section, and it wasn't there. I can't find it. So I had to do something very frightening. I had to ask an employee if they could go look in the back and see if they had it, because it said on the website that they had it in stock. So I started off by saying I was looking for a new Switch game that had just came out. He immediately thought I was talking about the new Star Fox game on Switch 2. I was not looking for that, so I said, no, I'm looking for Rhythm Heaven Groove. He had no idea what it was, but he went to the back, brought it back out, and I retrieved my copy of Rhythm Heaven Groove. And the craziest thing about this is that this exact same thing happened to me when I got WarioWare Move It on launch day. I guess Best Buy just hates niche pick up and play Nintendo games.
I mean, that's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. Are you kidding?
This is also the first physical copy of a Rhythm Heaven game that I own. Yeah, I pirated literally every game in this series except for this one, which I'm completely valid in doing so because, I mean, have you seen the prices Rhythm Heaven Fever goes for? So does Rhythm Heaven Groove live up to the previous entries? Yes, oh my god it does. This is some of the most fun I have had playing a brand new game in a long time. So if you've never played a Rhythm Heaven game, this is how they work. So unlike a lot of other rhythm games where it's more the battle of hitting the right buttons at the right time, now, you know, there's obviously more depth to it than that, but you get the idea. But in the Rhythm Heaven games, there's multiple types of mini games that all play different from each other. These games are much more dependent on you, the player, relying on audio cues than visual cues. And, you know, visual cues can still be helpful, but you can't solely rely on them. That is what really sets these games apart from other rhythm games, I feel. I will sometimes even find myself counting inside my head to get the perfect rhythm, and the game actively encourages that, like in the Disc Dog minigame. You basically have to count to 7 each time if you want to catch the frisbee. I mean, you can technically just try and catch it without counting, but you're just not gonna have a good time. I also really like this Disc Dog stage too. It's just beautiful to look at. I love when it zooms over to the dog's owner and it goes all three-dimensional. And of course, that dog is just so cute. The other mini games are awesome as well and keep the spirit of the series alive and well. There's so many delightful and charming mini games in this one, like Wiper Bosses, where you play as these little dudes while avoiding getting hit by these windshield wipers. Sweeper Star is one where you play as a pop band, you know, sweeping or whatever, and there's a female variant here as well, and I don't know, I just kind of like this mini game. What more can I say? Oh my god, High Five Fever was awesome. It starts off like a normal Rhythm Heaven mini game, but then they start incorporating stock photos into it. I kept wanting to laugh at how funny this was to me, but that just kept messing up my rhythm. This was the level that fully sold this game for me. Now, I'd be here all day if I just kept listing off the levels. There's actually a lot of them in this game, even more in comparison to some of the previous entries in this series. Most of them are amazing, but there was one that I absolutely hated. Now, I mostly hated it because I suck at it, but I found it to be incredibly infuriating, and that is germ aerobics. You play as these germs that alternate up and down, and you know, that sounds simple, but it can be really easy to mess up, and it's really difficult to get back into the swing of things if you do mess up. The game overall has a pretty fair difficulty. It's pretty easy to pass most of the stages, but many of them are incredibly difficult to master. I gotta say, I can't wait to replay these levels over and over and over again, getting better and better each time. And from now on, I'm mostly going to be playing this game in handheld mode going forward, so I can have as minimal input delay as possible. Now, I obviously had to play this game on the TV so I could record footage, and you know, the delay wasn't too bad, but I know for a fact it made the game harder. Thankfully, they have you calibrate the game for your TV in the beginning, but that can only do so much, and even the game recommends you play in handheld mode. Well, since this is a rhythm game, I've got to talk about the music, and yeah, it's great stuff as always. I can't wait for these songs and their respective mini-games to become iconic to the series and for them to just get stuck in my head. Since I kind of blazed through this game for this video, I haven't been able to fully get familiar with these tracks and mini-games, but I know they will become earworms for me. Now, one thing I did notice about the tracks is that they unfortunately didn't make English versions of the lyrical songs. I liked having versions of these songs in different languages, so I'm honestly kind of bummed about this. It's just kind of weird, man. Like, it just feels lazy to me. It's like they didn't have enough faith in this game to give it a full localization. But at the end of the day, the lyrical songs are still great, so it's really not that big of a deal. So how do I think Rhythm Heaven Groove stacks up to the other Rhythm Heaven games? I still think that DS is the best one. I love that damn stylus gameplay, man, with the flicking and all that. It's just so fun, and on top of that, it just has some awesome music and mini games. Now, comparing this to Fever, I definitely think Groove is pretty neck and neck. We've had over a decade for Fever to appreciate over time, and it definitely has. Now, call it recency bias, but I think I could end up liking Groove more. But for now, they are a tie for me. Now, Groove is definitely better than Megamix and Tengoku. Now, those are still great games, but they're just weaker entries overall, so I can definitely say Groove is better. So, what more can I say? Rhythm Heaven Groove is one of the best new games I have played in a long time. You ever play a game that feels like it was made specifically for you? Well, that's how I feel about this game. Games like this are the reason I love video games. I just love that simple gameplay and lighthearted vibe. Like, yeah, this game is just gonna put goofy ass stock images in some of its mini games, and it just doesn't give a fuck. So I think I've got to get back to playing this game because I simply just cannot get enough of it. I'll see you guys later.